The war against climate change can be won if fundamental decisions are made. This was the call by many leaders and heads of organizations at the Africa Climate Summit.
Immanuel Kant, one of the great philosophers of that time, wrote, "Science is organized knowledge. Wisdom is organized life." Well, right now, if you look around you at the life we all lead all around this planet, the science and the knowledge are unequivocal. All that is left for us is to summon the wisdom to organize the world to do what we know we have to do.
I said we need to have a conversation about carbon tax. And I mean we need to have a conversation about carbon tax. Yes, we believe it is the only way, it is among the ways that we can raise additional and adequate resources for us to finance our development.
Africa suffers to a great degree the worst impact of climate crisis. Of the 20 countries that are severely impacted by climate change in the world, 17 are in Africa.
This is unfair, but in the long run, playing the blame game is not the answer. A more pragmatic approach is for Africa to be a key player in the research, in the search for global climate solutions.
It is therefore essential that every country steps up to help other nations, and particularly Africa, at this point in order to be able to adapt to the climate impact.
And here, from a low-emitting continent, Africa, I make a very strong appeal to the large emitters, to the G20 countries, responsible for 80% of the emissions that will be meeting this week in Delhi. Assume your responsibilities. Developed countries must commit to reaching net zero emissions as close as possible to 2040, and large emerging economies as close as possible to 2050, with support from developed countries to do so.
These sentiments are re-echoed by the President of the European Commission.
Europe has the biggest and most advanced green bond market in the world, so we are ready to share our expertise with your teams on how to develop your own green bond markets, and at the same time, we will push on the investor side. Together with the European Investment Bank and our member states, we are allocating 1 billion euros to de-risk private investments in emerging markets. This could help to attract up to 20 billion euros in sustainable investment.
The Africa Climate Summit is under the theme Driving Green Growth and Climate Finance Solutions for Africa and the World. The event in Nairobi is not only an African climate summit, but doubles as a global pre-COP28 convention that is slated for later this year. Dennis Igoa for UBC News in Nairobi, Kenya.